met one of her little friends who she used to play with in her neighborhood. Hadn't seen her in 30 years. And I met her on the street, just accidentally, and she was JonBenet's age, but now she was 30. And it was really kind of sobering in a way, just a different, like, wow, I never thought about what JonBenet would be like at 30.
What went through your mind at that point? I can't sort of imagine what that would be like.
A little bit of a shock in that I remember this little girl as a little girl playing with JonBenet.
You remember her?
In her front yard. I remember that, and now she's grown and on her own, and it was kind of sobering in a way, because it was also made me realize that we'd lost our future with JonBenet. We'd lost a future, and so we don't know what would have happened with her life, and that's a loss for not only her family, but who knows what she might have cured cancer someday. Who knows?
You didn't get to see a graduation. You didn't get to see a wedding. You didn't get to see grandchildren from John. And that would be the age. Like she might be having children now.
A grandchild for us.
Yeah.
And, she would have been a good mother. I know that, because her mother was a good mother.
Was she really motherly to the dolls as a 6-year-old?
Well, yes and no. She also had a tomboy element to her.
Wait. I can't process that. I've only seen her as this little princess dressed in the glitz and glamour.
Well,
You're saying she was a tomboy?
Oh yeah, she had her older brother, of course, and Burke, and she'd be out sliding down the hill in a piece of cardboard, or just out there with the boys, and the beauty pageant thing was just something they had fun with, and Patsy had been diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer in. A couple of years before we lost JonBenet, and so she was successful in going into remission, and I think Patsy was trying to pack a lot of other daughters' time into what she thought perhaps was not much time left for her.
One of the things that breaks my heart the most is that Patsy died before the umbrella of suspicion was lifted off your family, and I wanted to ask you about that. Being under that suspicion for that long, that is so traumatic. Like the PTSD I fear that you might have. Do you ever worry that they might come back for you? Do you ever think it's around the corner that the police are going to somehow botch something and come back for you?
Well, no, not really. I think I worried for a while that they would fabricate evidence.
Really?
Because they were very desperate to charge us. And fortunately, the district attorney's office was a roadblock. We can't just arrest these people, show us the evidence. Well, they didn't have evidence. In fact, they had conflicting evidence. Unidentified male DNA was found in 1997, which the police kept secret. And I told our attorneys, who were very passionate about defending us, I said, if they think we're guilty, let's charge us.
Yeah,
let's fight it out in court. And they said, you don't want to go through that. That's horrible.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They said, well, we know the outcome. We 100% guarantee, money-back guarantee.
Yeah.
We'll defeat them in court. That's not going to be a problem, but you should not have to go through that.
You shouldn't have had to go through that with everything else you were suffering with the loss of JonBenet. Just quickly touch base on where we are with the investigation. I know that the cold case, I think it was the cold case team, Colorado cold case team, did a revision last year. They had 2,500 pieces of evidence, 21,000 tips, 1,000 interviews, samples from 200 people. But what about genetic genealogy? Like, what about that?
Well, what I heard, we didn't get any feedback from the cold case team. I was impressed with the caliber of the people on the team. Yeah. I was told that they strongly recommended more testing, more DNA testing, which is, of course, what we've been advocating for. And then we would like to see them go to this familial genealogy database.
Are they going to?
We have no idea.
They won't say?
No. I've developed a bit of a relationship with the current chief of police, who's number 5 in our case. And he's an interim right now, and so hopefully he'll be number 6 permanently. But he said there's things happening which I can't tell you about.
I understand that. It's frustrating, but I do understand if you want a pristine investigation, if you want a result, the best thing is for them to do their work. And
I agree. And
as hard as it is for the families.
I don't disagree with that.
John, I say this every time. I adore you, and
Well, thank you.
I'm always in
Ashleigh.
your
Well,
corner, and I'm so thankful that you keep this mission alive. And I pray to God that we can join each other with answers one day.
You'll be the first person I call.
And we're going to pop a champagne cork together that finally there's some kind of justice that is headed your way.
Well, fair enough. I appreciate the prayers. They do work. I'm confident of that.
Heartfelt from our whole team, and I think also from the people here at CrimeCon. Probably can't hear us because it's a bit loud, but I think we all, I will speak for everybody saying.
This has been a very uplifting experience for me.
Good, I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Because of the people that are here.
They're very, very supportive. I can see them.
Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.